right, parents out there, get ready because America's Supernanny is back, and she has a new book called Parenting on Purpose. And here to debunk some of the newest parenting trends is my friend, Deborah Tillman. Hi, Deborah.
How are you? Thank you.
How come there always seems to be new parenting trends?
Yeah, there are so many trends out here, and it's because parents want to try new things depending on what's happening with their children. And so that's why I wrote the book, so that parents can understand that there is a purpose for parenting and that everything that sounds good isn't necessarily always good for their family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we've got some moms here with some questions about the best way to raise their children. Please welcome Tanya and Kelly. Okay, so Tanya, what's your question?
I am a busy mom. I have 2 boys, they're 6 and they're 4, and I'm also an elementary school teacher. So I have a ton of patience at the beginning of the day, and by the time I get home, I don't know that word, it's not in my vocabulary. So my question is with the elephant mom trend, I heard that it was built on praise and coddling, and which I feel is something that I lack in. I don't know if it's because I have boys or I just set them to high expectations to think that they should just know how to behave and act all the time. And I'm just curious to know if this is a trend that would be good for me as a working mom towards my kids.
Deborah, can you tell us more about elephant moms?
Elephant mom is a trend that people use now because it's unlike tiger mom. You know, tiger mom is interested in building that grit in a child and making them feel, you know, powerful and that they're able to tackle the world. Elephant mom is a little different in that they're more coddling and nurturing and loving and caring. And so even when a child, for example, falls, the elephant mom will cuddle them and kiss them and hug them as opposed to saying, get up and, you know, wipe yourself off, you're all right. Or even when they get a bad grade, the parent will say, you'll do better next time, as opposed to making the child feel accountable and say, study harder. So they're a little bit more caring and nurturing.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this trend, though?
Yeah. I like the trend when the child is young, like an infant, and you have older children.
6 and 4.
6 and 4, yeah. At 6 and 4, it can be counterproductive because really what you want to build in that area is you have the bonding, nurturing, connecting when they're young, but as they get older, you want to build in self-esteem, self-confidence, independence. And then that way, your life will be easier because your children will be doing things that they are capable of doing on their own. That way you can recharge, you can rejuvenate, and then show up. Be present when they want to see you, when they want to talk to you.
Great.
Yeah. My father leaned more towards the orangutan gorilla. He'll swing and hang out with you, but he'll snatch you up and break you right in half. Well, no, but I survived it. It's all good right here. All right, let's move on to Kelly. Kelly, what's going on with you?
So I have 2 girls at home, one who's almost 3, and then a baby she's 3 months old. And what I struggle with right now is my life used to be devoted to just one child, my first little girl. Well, since the baby's come, she's taking up more of my time. So I struggle with finding time for my toddler now. But I've recently discovered the trend, ignoring is bliss, where basically you give your older child more time to play by herself. You know, I'm trying to figure out if that's a good or bad thing. The good I see is the independent play sparking her imagination and creativity. So I want to hear your thoughts on that, and how much is a good enough amount of time for a 3-year-old to play by herself?
Deborah, what is ignoring is bliss parenting?
Ignoring is bliss parenting is basically that trend that says that I want to teach my child to be independent and have self-esteem, but the way to do that is by ignoring them. And so if it works, then they don't want to have anything to do with you. They become self-sufficient and you get your life back. But the downfall of having something like that is that nobody likes to be ignored. You know what I mean? 3-year-olds are attention seekers, and they want the attention. But as they get older, instead of you looking at it like ignoring them, look at it like, I'm gonna interfere less. So therefore, when she has solitary play and she's playing with her Legos or creating some sort of thing that she wants to create, at least then you can kind of back up a little bit, have her within sight and sound, because you don't ever want to leave a 3-year-old alone, okay? Accident waiting to be happening. But definitely you want to give her that time where you're not interfering, where she can create and imagine and sort of gain a sense of self-autonomy.
I mean, yeah, that's... I mean, you know, look, you're a mom. You know, I think you know from the 3-year-old, you can't ignore a child. You can't. You can't just let them... You're gonna mess around and lose your kid at the mall some damn where. Your baby just gonna walk off somewhere. I think maybe you ought to try, like, letting the 3-year-old participate. You know, and help out, you know, go get the bottle and stuff like that. How'd I do?
That's good, that's good.
How'd I do?
My involvement technique.
You see that like that?
Right.
I saw that, I remember that from the other one, get them involved with one another. See, to put the 3-year-old in it.
That's right.
Make them feel like you the big sister, you got to do this. You know, dump some responsibility on them.
Good.
Now, joining us now are Crystal and Molly. Crystal, what type of trend are you considering?
I'm pregnant with my first child, 6 months right now. And I was looking at a couple trends on a mommy blog. And I saw warrior parenting style, which I thought was really interesting because it deals with a lot of discipline and structure. That's how I grew up, so I think it would be really beneficial. I also like that they use like exercise as a way of punishment. And I think it's really important, seeing as how our country is so high in obesity. So I just wanted to know if that was healthy, a healthy option.
Punishing the kids with exercise? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Deborah, how does warrior parenting work?
You said it, that's exactly how it works. Warrior parenting means that you are going to punish a child by having them do exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, planks, running, for example, in hopes that that physical repercussion somehow stops them from doing the negative behavior. That doesn't often work. And the reason why I say is because the punishment doesn't meet the crime. You know what I mean? So what you find happening is that, say for example, your child hits another child, and then you make them do some sit-ups. Well, he still doesn't connect that I hit this child, what should I do about that? So the consequence never connects. And then the child always kind of associates the punishment with exercising. And so instead of being healthy, it winds up not being healthful, and the child somehow does not even want to stay fit because they remember the punishment of the planks.
Makes sense.
Not good.
See, I'm just trying to grasp that if I'm 6 years old and I do something and I gotta do some damn push-ups and some planks, you know how weak your 6-year-old is? Your baby gonna run away. Yeah. Your baby gonna run away. You know what I'm telling you? Yeah, your little strong ass baby gonna run away. You're gonna run, jump on the back of a train somewhere. Gonna be up there living with hobos on the train some damn where. Just be throwing hobos off the train. Damn, that little baby strong. Let's move on to Molly. Molly, what's your question?
Well, I have a 14-month-old son who's just amazing, and it's so fun watching him grow up, but we're concerned about the pressure that society puts on children to conform to gender roles. So, you know, I just really want him to become his own person and not what society tells him he should be. And I was reading about this new trend, gender-neutral parenting, and it caught my eye because when I was pregnant, we didn't know the sex of the baby. So we were looking for gender-neutral clothes and toys, and it was really hard to find anything. So I wanted to find out a little bit more about the trend and ask for your insight.
So what are your thoughts on this trend?
Well, this trend basically is used for parents who, you know, want to give their child the freedom of expression, so you don't want to put limits and guidelines on a child being able to play with, you know, boy things or girl things. So a boy can, you know, it's okay for a boy to wear pink or a girl to play with trucks. That's what the trend is basically saying. So the pros are allowing the child to be free, you know, to express themselves, and may eliminate some of the, you know, stereotypes that we have in society. And the con for this is that the child may get a little confused And the bullying may start, as well as, some teasing, which you really may want to just make sure that you check out. If you make a choice, we always have to just make sure that we are aware of the consequences that are attached to it.
I don't know, just gender neutral. Do they have gender neutral toys? Like a Wii game, you can play Wii game. Everybody play Wii game. You can get Wii.
Blocks.
Huh? Blocks. Yeah, but if you're a real boy, see, we used to have block fights. A boy gonna up the yay. And you gotta understand, a boy is gonna be a boy. If that's just the deal, we're gonna turn it into something. It's gotta be a competition. The only gender neutral toy I know that just a beach ball. I don't care how manly you are, when you hit a beach ball, it look like that. just can't. As always, I want to say a special thanks to my good friend, Deborah Tillman. She is really, really gifted at this, everybody. Deborah's book is called Parenting on Purpose. It's in stores now, and everybody's going home with a copy of it today, folks.